reporting to you live from an unknown location for another episode with too much to say because
we have too much to say.
That's right. Welcome. I'm your host,
Manal. And I'm your host,
Anisa.
I don't know what we've had today.
You guys, it's been a week. It's been a week.
It's been a vibe, but we're here.
Oh, we're here.
And today, I feel like
this episode is brought to you by Check 123.
We've got to shout out our production team.
Absolutely.
Check 123, all the vibes. We're here for it.
Yeah, another exciting week. Honestly, every time we step into our studio, it always feels like it's brand new.
No, honestly, let's talk about it. It feels, you know, when you do something, you know, when you like talk about something for a while and then you actually do the thing. You've done the thing and the thing feels so wholesome.
So wholesome and so good.
Yeah.
Just so cozy.
Yeah.
And I think it's perfect. I love it. I love it. Alhamdulillah. But yeah, we are so blessed.
Yes.
So we are so grateful for us.
I love this for us. Yay. Okay, while we're on this good spirit, the very good spirit, today's episode is a little bit on the saucy side. We decided to tackle the big question, and you know what's funny? I've had questions on DMs about this, dating in the UAE and what that is like.
I was gonna say something.
Let's keep
but it would have been
please.
Censored. But
listen,
you know. Are we talking about it? Are we deep diving, Anisa?
Before we deep dive, because we will deep dive.
I want to deep dive.
I've got a little game.
I'm not coming for anyone. Don't be afraid. But
okay, we'll get into it. We're playing a game. It's called Sit.
No.
Oh my God. She's gonna know me the whole time. This game is called Sit or Answer the Question.
Okay.
So you have a bunch of questions for me, and I have a bunch of questions for you.
Yes, I do.
You're gonna ask the question. Either I answer it or you answer it, but if you don't want to answer it, you got to sip. And we've just got karak in our cups. She's got coffee, I've got tea.
Listen.
I don't drink. We don't drink.
No.
So we're not going to do that.
Yeah. So
go. And you know what I should have done in the cups? I should have put, do you know like that cinnamon, random mix, Worcestershire sauce, and mustard sauce? I should have done that.
Oh, you should have done that. Like
a
soy
concoction
sauce.
of like a drink that we don't want to drink. Next time.
Next time. Stay tuned
for another episode of part 2.
Yeah.
Or something.
What did you put in my drink? Oh, we should do that.
What did you put in my drink? No, I'm going to gag. You know I'm so picky.
I will. It's okay. We'll have a bucket on the side for you.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, so we rock, paper, scissors. Who goes first?
No, you go first.
Okay.
I'm fine.
All right, Manal.
Yes.
Question number 1.
All right.
What's the most embarrassing date you've ever been on?
I don't know. Most embarrassing. I went on a date and I was really gassy, and I just held it in.
No, but
it was really bad. It was an embarrassing one. That was embarrassing.
No, but did you?
No, I didn't.
Gas?
No, I didn't pass
okay,
gas.
then how's embarrassing?
I was just stuck. The date had to come to an end.
Sorry, my mom is calling.
The date had to come to an end. I was just like, it's been a long day. I gotta go.
Okay, all right. You didn't drink. That's a good one. Okay. Do you want to ask me? Do you want to do one by one?
The next one. No.
Okay.
What's what's a secret you've never told anyone about your dating life?
I'm sipping. Sorry.
The problem is I know a couple.
We're gonna be quiet. We can't do this.
You chose this game.
God damn it. All right, your turn. We're moving on swiftly. Have you ever ghosted someone, and why?
I have. And he was a really nice guy. He was a really nice guy, and I saw potential.
Why did you ghost him?
And then I have a trait, I think, of like self-sabotaging. I'm like, when it feels nice and it feels like good, I run. So I didn't ghost.
You just was like, it's too good to be true.
I was just like, man, like, it's too good to be true. Let me go.
Okay.
And he asked me, and I was honest. He said, did you ghost me? And I was like, yes, I did. I'm sorry.
Well, you bumped into him and he said that.
No, like he messaged me, and I just said, I'm sorry.
Thank you for the accountability.
I was like, I appreciate you being honest, but I did it because I was afraid. It's many, many years ago. Not that hand. I just.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn. You want to ask me a question?
Yes. What's the worst relationship advice you've ever received?
The worst? Oh, like when people say, like, when something's happening that's wrong, and like people have said to me, just be patient or stick beside him. And it's obviously wrong. Like, there's obviously something making me sad and upset. And it's like, regardless of what, they've been like, stick beside him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never liked that.
No, that's not nice.
Because we do have the option to walk away, but people make us feel like we shouldn't.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
It's almost like walking away is wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Your turn. Or is it my turn?
No, I asked. Did you ask me?
Yeah, it's my turn to ask you.
Yeah.
What's a dating deal breaker for you?
What's a dating what?
Deal breaker for you. Like a deal breaker. Like this is...
But don't be married. Don't be in a relationship. Okay? Don't be, I am in a situationship. Don't talk to me if you just got back from a trip with your situationship.
Wow. I didn't know we were going in straight away.
There you go.
I didn't know. Okay, we're going in.
I'm going in.
In. Okay,
Are you joking?
We went in. Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay, go on. My turn.
Have you ever lied on a date, and what was the lie?
Have I ever lied? Have I ever... I'm sipping for this one.
No, you're not answering any questions. The next one I ask you, you're going to answer. And I think you will. You will.
Okay, Manal. What's the most outrageous pickup line someone has used on you?
Outrageous? Don't use it on me. Should I just take a drink?
No, like no one's...
I've not heard a pickup line in so long.
Okay. Sis. What do they say? When
Nothing.
In the
DMs?
DMs?
Are you here alone?
In the DMs?
The only thing, are you here alone?
Oh,
do I look alone? I'm not alone.
No, DMs? No one's tried?
No.
Soon, it's coming. Okay.
No, none. Is that weird? Do you guys not like me?
Don't do that. We're not seeking validation from people. We're never doing that. We're not seeking validation.
I actually don't give a shit.
We're not doing that though.
But I don't care.
Okay, we've got to work on that.
What's the problem? Okay, I do care. Well, I care or I don't care. Which one do you want me to do?
Not to care about people and seek their validation.
Fine.
Because we
I don't really...
Say it with me. We don't need people's validation.
I mean, I'm not going to say it because I don't really seek people's validation. I actually don't care. But I'm saying I do care if you like me.
Confusion has sat here today.
Yeah, I don't care for your compliment.
Okay.
I don't mind it.
Okay.
Okay. It ain't
your
special.
turn.
Okay, you got to answer. What's the most romantic thing someone has done for you? You can answer this.
Can I?
Yeah. The most romantic thing someone has ever done for you. I don't know.
Huh? Why are you snitching? Okay, the most romantic thing. I don't know if I can say it, but I'm gonna say, you know what? You
don't have to, so you can't say. You're not drinking
mine. I think one of the things you're not drinking mine, I'm not drinking your coffee. One of the most romantic things I think someone's ever done for me was, no names, but someone...
No, tell the name.
No.
We'll be stuck in the internet forever.
I remember I was complaining about, like, I had, like, backache. I was, like, really not feeling well. I was just, like, really just down bad. And, like, he just delivered, like, this, like, basket of things that I love. And, you know, I'm so picky. He just delivered, like, it was a whole basket of things. And I know it's not a big thing, but for me, it's the little things that when someone cares, when someone listens. And it was all like my little treats that I like. And then inside the basket was like a voucher for like a massage lady to come to the house.
Is he still available? No, he's not.
Where did he go? How? Next question.
I think I know. Take your tea today.
Take it back.
I don't even know where he went. I don't want to know. Okay, what's the next question?
Have you ever had a crush on a friend's partner? Well, what a...
No. Easy. Are you joking?
Yeah, same.
And I'm always, but I see some
One day
people
I take it, I see my
though.
friend. Like I see my friend's face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But sometimes I'll see people like having questions, like some of my friends, like partners or whatever, or like looking, and I'm just like,
I always think I'm next.
I'm like this. What are you looking at?
Yeah. If they do that to somebody, I can see them doing it. I'm like, I'm next.
I'm like, where are you looking? That's my friend's husband. That's my friend's boyfriend. If it ever happens, which it rarely does.
Right?
If it does, that would be me. No.
Yeah, no. Okay, is there one more for you?
If you could go on a date with any I already know the answer to this. With any celebrity, who would it be and why? Please.
I think this is like the third or fourth time we've done
Trevor, I beg. Please come for this girl.
I would go on a date with Trevor Noah, but not a romantic one. It would be a friendship one because I have so many questions I'd love to ask him. But if it was a romantic,
Hashtag Trevor, guys.
I don't know. I wouldn't say I want to go on a romantic date with someone, but like a celebrity date would just be Trevor Noah.
Yeah, it just says no. It just didn't say romantic.
And
it just said on a date with any celebrity, who would it be?
And why?
To ask questions.
Yeah.
I think all you want to do is ask questions.
Because I have so many questions.
Write a book of questions.
I think I will. I think it's an Aquarius thing too, because I have bare questions.
Inquisitive.
We're all like always. Speaking of question of the week. Right, let's get into it. Manal, what are some cultural norms and expectations to keep in mind when dating in the UAE? Before you start, I wanna have like a little about dating in the UAE. Yeah, I wanna add a little bit of a disclaimer here. Anything we share about dating in the UAE is our own personal experiences. We don't speak for the government or any governmental institutions. I need that to be crystal clear. The other thing I want to put a disclaimer about is we're talking in general. I can only talk about my experiences dating in Abu Dhabi. Manal can talk about her experiences wherever else she's dated, if it's Dubai, Abu Dhabi, UAE, whatever in general, right? I know that there's this whole thing about dating in Dubai. That's not the case for me. I believe that there's a difference between dating in Dubai and dating in other Emirates. I've seen the differences. And so like when I talk about like some things I've seen or heard or whatever, I'm talking about the city that I live in, which is Abu Dhabi. Okay, we can go ahead now.
So, yeah, this is a very interesting topic and also has like a very interesting question, but it encompasses a lot of different like elements. So, the one I would think about would be dating someone that is from a different country.
And meeting them here.
And no, not meeting them here. I mean, either or.
Yeah.
Either or. But the one I could relate to is outside of the country. Like if it's someone that I have dated outside of the country. I found a lot of differences.
Yeah.
For me, it's always easy, and I feel like we've talked about it in the past episodes. For me, I feel like it's easy for me to understand like someone else's like culture, expectations. And what I struggled with the most was the other person basically like understanding my culture, my religion, not just the culture that I'm from or I live in, but also the culture in our house. Because as much as like all these different elements, Islam, the Somali culture has a big influence in, like has influenced me a lot. But at the same time, it's a separate culture in our home. And there are certain things that I struggle with when I was dating that person. I think it's very difficult for them to understand that. It's difficult for them to understand the religion aspect of it, the cultural aspect of it. And that has been the reason it didn't work out.
It didn't work, yeah.
And if it was someone that lived here, a big turnoff would be once it was someone that was like, they lived here for like 10 years or 12 years. We've talked about this. He knew nothing about the culture, the actual culture.
So let's get into it.
You know?
So like, what's the cultural like norms and expectations, right? So from what I know and from what I've experienced, you are allowed to date in the UAE, right? But the thing that I think a lot of people get confused is, and a lot of people, when I say people, I'm saying people from the outside looking in, they assume that like it's just all completely forbidden. The UAE is run by Sharia law. It's an Islamic country. So a lot of the laws and a lot of the things that people have to adhere to is more Islamic than cultural. And then there are some cultural aspects to it. what I always say is that, number one, you have to be open-minded. Be very open-minded. When you come to the UAE, you're going to meet people from different faiths, different backgrounds, different upbringings. Open-mindedness is really key. The other thing is respect. PDA is not allowed. There's a big difference. You can date, but you don't have to be on top of each other. And to be honest, I really, like when I go to London and I see people doing the most, I'm always like, taken back, because I'm always like, oh my God, they're doing. But I really think to be in a respectful, tolerant society, it is correct that you're not supposed to be having so much PDA. And then the other thing is like to be respectful of the culture and the people around you, right? And I think, yes, there are people who are dating, people who are married, people who are, you know, engaged, just different levels to all of it, right? Finding your person. Let's say finding your person. And I think the thing about it is, at the end of the day, this is a society that thrives on connectivity, community, family, and you have to keep that in mind. What's happened is that people have misunderstood what's the cultural norms and expectations to what like they've seen on social media. Let me clarify, right? Social media is one phase of like, or a facade when it comes to living in like the UAE and Dubai. You have to verify, first of all, your sources of information. But this whole idea, and I have to speak on this, but this whole idea of coming to Dubai or coming to the UAE and looking for someone rich, listen, there's humans that live all over the world.
But that's changed.
Wait, but I'm saying it's an idea.
Yeah,
it's
but
an idea
I think
that
people don't think that
taboo.
anymore.
On social media, they do. Oh, I'm gonna like it's like a hidden joke. I'm gonna move to the UAE and find myself a rich chef, or a rich Arab, or rich this, rich that. And I think that like there's way more to life and finding someone here than just that. So that's a taboo. You've just gotta. Not everyone that comes to the UAE is gonna find the richest person and then live happily ever after. It's a taboo. It's not reality.
And the thing is, I actually think of all places, it probably is, and I know our experiences don't show. However, I feel like the likelihood of you finding a partner here is actually higher than if you were outside, because here you have so many mixes of cultures and everything.
Yes, but you know what I call Dubai? I call Dubai a departure lounge. Because a departure lounge.
Yeah.
I think it's so beautiful. Because you know how
but
a departure
there's more
lounge...
people staying, no?
No. I mean like maybe an arrival. But you know, at the airport, for me, before moving here, I always felt like the departure lounge is really where you see so many people. People are coming and going. People have long stayovers. People have short ones. People have, you know, they're staying in the country. So you cross paths with so many people. That's what the UAE for me, but that's what Dubai is for me. Abu Dhabi isn't that. Let me tell you the difference with Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is very, very family orientated. A lot of people you meet in Abu Dhabi are already either married, engaged, having families, living with their families. It's very family centric, like places you go. You know Abu Dhabi, you grew up in Abu Dhabi, and it's like, I remember like my friends were having a conversation, and they're like, when people try to connect you with people in Abu Dhabi, they always talk about marriage. Like, oh, so-and-so is here, he's looking for a wife. So-and-so is here, she wants to get married. Whereas I feel like Dubai is like, no, I want a companion. I want someone to enjoy life with. I want someone to like, that's my...
Yeah, your perception, like your feeling. I think, like, I don't want to speak, I don't want to speak for a lot of people, because I feel like also my experience is a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think my experience as a single woman is completely different. And I think it's probably because I did the marriage, I did the divorce, I had the kids, and for me, my perception or my vision of what the dating scene looks like is very different to someone that doesn't have like that's still like looking for that companion. For me, when I look at some of my friends and stuff, I see that everybody is trying to, like you said, like find a companion, find someone. A lot of them have even like given up on the idea of a relationship, and it's so weird because I was just put on like I'm not gonna say what it is, but like I saw this video of a man speaking about like his relationship with his wife. Ooh. And how he was like, I never loved her anyways after 12 years. And I was like,
the facade.
Yeah. So wishful thinking. And remember, we always say like manifesting in my mind. And I know we're talking about like the cultural aspect and, you know, traditions and how that affects like what people see on the outside in the dating scene in the UAE. I can't speak for that, but what I can speak for is I see that we need to make a change. Like the mindset has to change.
Yeah.
People on the outside have already changed. They see it and they want to come. They want to like experience it.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a departure lounge. I do agree, but at the same time, I also think it's like it's nice because the number of stories that you hear of people meeting, like you'll see someone from the US dating someone from the UK.
Yeah.
And
people that have gotten married because they've met here.
Yeah.
I've got friends who are married. They've been together for about 17 years. One is from India, one is from the UK. They wouldn't have met anywhere else. Like they met here, you know? So it's like...
So many beautiful stories. Like, so I think there's still hope, but...
Can I tell you what I think dating in the UAE is like?
Though, I'm not going to lie.
Can I tell you what dating in the UAE is like? It's like when you jump out of your comfort zone in the furthest capacity. Because if I was back in London, I'm kind of happy that I didn't have my dating phase in London. Like I came here when I was 20. But if I was back in London, there's certain like, because we're all in London together, we have like certain like banter, we have certain like cultural like just similarities. And so it's like, okay, you go on a date with this one, you go on a date with that one, blah, blah, blah. But it's kind of like there's this like a very similar type of understanding. And then you come to the UAE and then you're dating here and it feels like literally a movie. I think if I could create a movie of all the stories, it would be a masterpiece. Because...
But it's like that movie called City of Life.
Yeah, I've never watched that movie, but is it good? Okay, I'll check it.
It's about, but not just about dating, but life, but yes.
Yeah, and I feel like you're out of your comfort zone. Dating in the UAE is different because you're out of your comfort zone. You meet very, very different people. You don't know if the people are who they say they are because you can't verify it because they're here on their own too, or they're not with their family. So you have to do your due diligence. I just learned that word the other day.
Due diligence.
Due diligence.
Yes.
The people that you are dating, you kind of have to, I think, peel away to a little bit more to get into their inside than you would have back home because you could, again, verify who they are, where they're from, what they do for work.
Yeah.
And I feel like dating in the UAE is very much like, what are the biggest risk if you're not from here? I'm talking if you're an expat. The biggest risk an expat took was to move here.
Right.
So then the second biggest risk is to throw your eggs in a basket and date and wholeheartedly date one person, right? Because tomorrow their job can be done and they can up and leave. Or they could be in the military and then they have to go back and you just can never speak to them again, but we're not going to talk about that. Or it could just be so many things. So
you know what? Instead of talking, like, since we've talked about the UAE and dating in the UAE, what I want to talk about is the dating itself, and dating itself. And yes, we are in the UAE, so dating obviously in the UAE, but not in that depth, not to speak on behalf of everybody in the UAE. Please don't get me wrong. But I feel like there's now this rise in like communities and activities and a lot of groups that are coming together. There's a lot of mixing and it's so refreshing.
It's so nice to see people meeting like in person.
Yeah, and you
because that's what people would say. Like, how do you meet people? Normally, it was like on social media or any of the. Have you ever been on any of the apps? I've never been on.
I went to check if my ex-husband was on it, and he was. Anyways,
no, to date.
But what I mean is,
have
like,
you ever
people
been on
are
apps
mixing.
To date?
No.
Okay, because I haven't.
It's boring.
So that's what I'm saying. People now, before they used to be on apps to date and stuff, but now people are going to like run clubs, community events, doing different things to meet people. Well,
what Matthew Hussey says is, do something you love, and you will meet the person that you're meant to meet. We're not supposed to be out of our comfort zone. If the person is traveling, they're gone. It's not for you. Well, you might decide to pack your bags and you might decide to leave, and you might decide, I'm gonna go with them and move to the Mauritius and retire there. So I think these communities rising, these activities, people enjoying their time together and no longer just swiping left and swiping right, and like coming together in communities of like activities and things that they enjoy. Climbing, hiking, football on the beach, volleyball on the beach, beach days. It's just so nice.
So many things,
Now, so I feel like it's improved a lot.
Shift. I do
I see it and I love it.
Okay,
so if you guys are there, keep going.
We're gonna go a little bit deeper. I have a question. What's like the worst date you've ever been on? Do you have like a story of it? Did I ask you this in the beginning? I think I did.
Yes, you did.
I know I said the embarrassing one.
Embarrassing. Worst date.
Can I tell you my worst one?
Yeah.
I almost got kidnapped.
Oh my God.
I think I told you about this.
Yeah, you told me about that.
I mean, I didn't get kidnapped, but like, I'm being dramatic. He didn't kidnap me, but basically, I went on a date with this guy, and we went to dinner, and we were enjoying dinner, whatever. It was a blind date, actually. My friend hooked me up with him, all of this stuff. Went on the date.
It was a blind decision, sis.
It was a very blind decision. I hadn't seen him, I hadn't spoken to him. My friend was just
blind dates are blind decisions.
They are blind decisions. Oh. So anyways, went on the date with the guy. We were having dinner. It was such a good vibe. And then like 10 p.m., I'm like ready to go back home. And then he was like, no, I'm not dropping you home. I'm dropping you, no, we're going to my friend's party, house party. And I was like, I don't want to go to a house party. The social energy is gone. This is the most I could do. So he was like, okay, let's just get in the car. I'll drop you home. I get in the car, and then like he locks the car, and he was like, okay, no, please. We're just going to check out my friend's party, and then wallah, I promise I'll take you home. Wallah, I'll take you home.
Ain't no way.
And I was just like,
first of all, is he still alive?
No, I mean, guess what happened?
Yes,
look at God. Look what God did, yeah? He tried to press the start button. His car wouldn't start. The battery in his car was dead. And his car was like 3 months old. Imagine. SubhanAllah. And so the taxi driver had to jump start it, and then guess who ended up going home? Me. Because he couldn't stop the car. The car got jump started.
Yo, I have a story.
So that was the worst date ever went on.
I'm sorry, sis.
Blocked and deleted him.
That's
because really consent is important.
Of course.
Yeah.
And the fact that we have to say that in 2025 is wild. Why are we doing that? 2025?
That's not happening. What's your worst one?
My worst one was one that, like, I think at one point I was so blinded that he was trying to change me. He was trying to, like, I have my own personality. I'm high, I'm low, I'm energetic, I'm mellow, like whatever. Yeah. But he just wanted a version of, it's almost like what my kid said the other day. Everything was ready. The life was ready. The life he wanted to have was ready. He just needed the woman in a particular shape and form.
And we didn't like him.
And I didn't like it. And I could feel the resistance. You
didn't like him, your friends didn't like him, you weren't yourself.
And I struggle with psoriasis. So what ended up happening is my psoriasis actually
started to flared.
And I was getting severe anxiety. I was crying all the time.
You weren't yourself.
I wasn't myself. And so I just do something you love. Be happy and just stop. I think a lot of we overthink a lot.
Yeah.
We think a lot about how is this person going to see me? Is he going to be this? Is he going to do that? Da, da, da. I think masks have to come off. Yeah. We just have to be what we are, the way we are, and just see if you're accepted. They just have
to accept you for who you are. I just remembered another worst date. These are the 2 dates I've been on in my life. Never again. This guy, again, it was another blind date. See, I didn't know why I even did that. But it was a season where I just got divorced. And
it's a blind decision. Blind dates are a blind decision.
Funnily enough.
Let your friend send you a picture of the guy, please.
No. I see the picture. I know who I'm seeing. But like, we didn't talk. We just like met. So then my friend was like, because I just got divorced. She was like, get back out there, blah, blah, blah. So I went to see this guy. But then bear in mind, he wanted to meet at 4:30 for coffee. I messaged him and I said to him, I literally finished a meeting at 4 or 4:15, it's going to take me about 20 minutes to get to the location. So I'm going to be a bit late. Can we do it for 5? Can we do it for 5 p.m.? And he was like, yeah, you can come at 5, but I'm going to be there at 4:30 because I'll be finished early. Because that should have been a red flag. I get there 4:45, just before 5. I know I was there before 5. He sat down. I saw him. He sat down in front of me. I sat down in front of him. And then he goes, hi, Anisa, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, yeah, lovely to meet you. Was he a bot? No, and I was like, lovely to meet you. And then he was like, do you want to have something to drink? I was like, yeah. So like, literally turned to the waiter. I ordered it. And then I ordered the drink. And then he was like, none for me, nothing for me. I was like, oh, you don't want to, we're here for coffee. He was like, yeah, but I'm not going to be here for too long. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, listen, Anisa, I just came out here. I came on this date because our mutual friend insisted. But he was like, to be honest, I Googled you and I checked your online presence. Babe, back then, I didn't even have the following I have now. But he was like, your page is public. And I don't like somebody who's always posting stuff. You're probably one of those girls who's going to post the meal and show the arm. And I just can't be involved with people like that. So I wish you all the best of luck, but I have to go. and he left. Can you imagine? I said, okay. The coffee didn't even come by the time he stood up and left. Never again. Blocked and deleted him right there and then. I didn't even have the following I have now. It was just that my page was open and I think I was posting stuff. I don't know what I was posting. This was 2018. What was 2018? Nothing.
I am so speechless.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing to say.
I called my friend. I was like, you know what? I'm tapping out. And I really tapped out. I didn't date until...
Listen,
you know, babe, I didn't... back to back, those 2 dates, I did not date until 2021 because I was like, the world's going to end. And I'm like, I don't want to die single. 2021. I was like, I'm not talking to no one. I don't want to see no one. Then COVID, I was like, nah, I can't die like this. So I went back outside. And I've been outside since. So,
I'm so speechless. I don't understand this. It
was crazy.
But you know what's so funny is I've seen or met. I have not dated, thank God. Like these.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been in a situation like that where someone be like, your power, you know, like your profile is public. But it's like it's 2025. My parents.
My profile is more public today.
No, but not even that. Like my parents, my family isn't saying that. You want to come as an outsider to my life and tell me that my public profile. And wait a minute, you Google me?
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
First of all, if I can't find you then on Google,
who are you?
Who are you?
Well, I thought that was weird. I would never Google someone.
Who are you? No, but that's what I'm saying. You Googled me.
Yeah.
So let me Google you. But you Googled me. Did you think I was going to Google you? And if I did Google you, what would I find? Yeah. Your OnlyFans account? I'm saying. People are double standards.
Speaking of double standards.
Double standards.
Let's jump into the dilemma because it is a very double standard one.
Let's do it.
I'm annoyed at this dilemma. But, do you want me to read it out?
Yeah, you do it. Okay, I'll read it. I'll read it. I'll read it. I'll read it.
Are you sure?
I will read it.
Okay.
I'll read it because it feels like I'm going to be angry, so I'd rather watch you get angry. As a Muslim woman looking for marriage, I decided to try a dating app to meet potential partners. However, I'm struggling with the guilt of talking to more than one guy at a time. While I want to explore my options and find the right match, I worry that his approach might not align. Yeah, I said that this approach might not align with my values. Each conversation helps me clarify what I truly seek in a partner, but I can't shake the feeling that I should be more focused and respectful. Balancing my faith with modern dating is challenging, and I'm uncertain if it's acceptable to keep my options open. Is it wrong to date multiple guys while searching for someone who meets my future goals?
What would he say? She'd be like, "Nemano way burhan."
Hoida is not going to tell you Nemo burhan. But she's asking, is it wrong to date multiple guys while searching for someone who meets my future goals?
Oh, I thought she was saying.
She's telling you I'm struggling.
Oh.
I'm struggling because I know I want to get married, but I want to swipe left. I want to swipe right. What is it? Swipe left right is okay or swipe left?
I don't know. I don't have any of these apps. Hoya would be like, actually, sorry. Hoya would be like, first of all, ilahi talasaro.
Sorry.
She said, which way? Swipe left, right. Hoya would be like, harta bal ilahi talasaro. Ilahi baad ka fogaatay, ilahi talasaro. Xishood.
Yeah, seek God's guidance.
Dadka xishood.
And have
magacaada iyo sharaftaada ha iloobin. Gabar waxaad tahay reer ka dambeeyo.
Don't forget your dignity and your respect and your values.
Gabar waxaad tahay reer weyn ka dambeeyaan. Magac weyn baa xagga ku saaran.
You come from a big family and you are responsibilities for how we are perceived.
So no, my mom would highly disagree.
I mean, it's not even
dating multiple people. Okay, wait, can I tell a quick story? I have a friend who, like, when we were growing up, she always had like a guy for something. Like, one would buy her we were like 15 or 16. One would buy her Krispy Kreme donuts because he worked in Krispy Kremes. He was like getting £3 an hour. One worked in like Foot Locker, so he'd get like Foot Locker discounts. And then another was like I can't remember, pizza shop. So like we were always fed and we always had the best trainers. Like that was like her thing, right? Obviously she grew out, it was teenage years. But like, I remember telling my mom about this and my mom was like, she's like, fear Allah and don't, because obviously these guys are not getting anything, but then nothing in life is for free. But yeah, what would your mom say?
My mom, when I told my mom when I was on a dating app, I spoke to her. I was like, oh, by the way, I joined it, and she was like, oh, and how was it? I was like, boring. And so then I ended up telling her the reason I downloaded it. And then I was like, but look at this. And it was funny because also during that time, it was like, there was a lot happening, okay? But there was a lot happening. So my sister also had the app, and we would just swipe. Sorry, guys, but we're just swiping and laughing at some of these. So we ended up sharing the story with my mom. And I was like, oh, look at this guy, and look at this one, and this one's doing, and we're like, read out loud these things. But I think my mom would just be like, why are you doing this? You don't go out of your way to find someone.
Yeah, no, she's talking to multiple guys.
Yeah, so my mom would say, have you find, like, did you try it? Now you tried it. Yeah. Did you find anyone? Okay, then close that chapter.
I think the guilt.
My mom is more like, meet someone in person.
Yeah, I agree. You know? If I can meet anyone in person, it'd be better. But the guilt, like a woman has, like a man, hello. I'm not saying, listen, disclaimer. I'm not saying just because the man did it, the woman has to do it. No, I'm not talking about that. But I'm saying it's just culturally and society-wise, a man can be on the same app talking to 3,000 different women, telling them the same story, but he has options.
But we're not saying it's okay for men either.
So you're saying men and women? If you're dating for marriage,
So again, I go back for my mind, Matthew Hussey. It's like, do something you love. If you're doing something you love, you're gonna find someone that shares those similarities and shares those things that you love doing. You love hiking, you go to a hiking group. You may meet them, you may not. But if that's something that you're enjoying, as you grow up. So I would just say, get off the app. Because you clearly are stuck. Yeah. You want something, you want a future, but at the same time, you want to dip your toes in every ocean. Yeah. I'm gonna give sis a little bit of game. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of game, sis. This is something that I've done before. I just stopped doing it because I don't think I'm ready. But this is something that I know for a fact works. If you are looking to get married and you are serious about it, you really, really want to do it, sit down, get a piece of paper and a pen, and be crystal clear about the type of person you want. And I mean crystal clear. I mean, if he walked through the door right now, you could recognize your husband. How he looks, how he smells, how he feels, everything. His mindset, what he reads, where does he go, how does his day look, literally, word for word for word for word. And then you look at that list, and then you take a look at yourself, and you're like, am I doing anything in my life today that can take in someone like that? And if you are, then, love this for you. But if you're not, then we've got to take a bit of a step back. And then you go and be that woman. When you pray to God, I have this thing where every time I'm making dua to Allah, I have my list, and I literally sit down and I pray on things that I need. If it's marriage, pray on the list. Ya Rab, the things that I need, make the dua, make it clear. But also, when you are praying to God for something that you want, know that God is going to give it to you. Not only is he going to give it to you, he'll probably give you something even better that you could never have imagined. So if your mind saw this as the man for you and you never got this man, can you imagine the type of man that God would give you? It's something you could never have imagined, which means it'll be way better, and it'll be something that your heart is like at peace with. The love would overflow, because who did it come from? It came from God. And a lot of times I've seen when people are looking to get married, they leave God out of it. And it's like, well, why would you do that? If you're serious about getting married, add God to the equation.
I think it's really important, but again, like I said, if it's a different perspective for me. I think for me, it's two very important things. The first is, first of all, build the life that you want for yourself.
Facts.
And when you're looking for someone, don't expect that person to come to you complete. Facts. Make sure that you complete each other. There's no perfect person. Allah did not create a perfect person. No. And the biggest problem with finding a partner is that you are looking for perfection. Yeah. You're looking for a complete person. Yeah. The second thing is, you have no vision of your future. A partner is not the beginning or end of a life.
No, just an attitude.
It's not the beginning or end. Yeah. Some people have gotten married and gotten divorced and they're still happy and life goes on. But you are not going to find a partner if you are not happy within yourself.
Yeah.
You're not self-reflecting. You're not making changes to your lifestyle. When I do my meditation every Sunday, they tell you have to envision, you woke up in the morning, what is your dream house like? What does your balcony view look like? What is the car outside your house? What are you wearing? Are you wearing socks? Are you wearing, to really come close? And it doesn't say what is your partner. It says, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then once you envision the future life that you want for yourself, you envision the kind of person that comes into your life. You envision the kind of person that could complement that life that you have for yourself. And that's the only way that you're going to end up being even able to go through a list. Because we can also, like, yes, it's important to write down a list and to manifest it, like we talked about.
To make dua about it.
And to make dua, of course. But if we don't have a picture of what our future looks like, we don't have a picture. We don't have a picture. You're blind. You know, the man is looking for a woman, and the woman is looking for a man, and everybody's sitting there going, oh, like, let's swipe right. But then you don't take care of your parents. You don't take care of your pet. Your car is nasty. Your house is a trash. You know, it's a dumpster. And you want to bring a partner into your house that you haven't cleaned
we're not
in
gonna
2
do
weeks.
that.
No, fix up yourself. Create a vision for yourself.
That's facts.
And
you know what?
Have a plan. Have a plan for your own dreams, your own ambitions, and
someone
then
just adds to that.
partner, and then they add to that.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of? Real quick before we end the segment. When it was Ramadan, first of all, one of my favorite surahs in the Quran is Surah Ra'd, right? There's a saying in Surah Ra'd that I love. And when I was praying on Ramadan, Tahajjud, Qiyam al-Layl, there was the ayah that was said, and subhanAllah, the sheikh that was reciting the Quran said it twice. And I was like, God, I know you're talking about me. The ayah in translation is, Allah will not change the condition of people unless they change what is in themselves. And then he said it again. And I was like, that is the absolute fact, the end all and be all.
There you go.
He will not change your condition unless you change what is in yourself.
Sorry, real quick. So there was, I think it was Ashanti, I can't remember. Someone said something about, like, I want a woman that does this. And the other one was like, I want a man that does this. Meanwhile, the things that they're expecting from their partner, they don't even do. They don't have, I want a man that's rich. Do you have a savings plan?
Yeah.
Oh, I want a man that will take care of me.
Yeah.
Do you take care of your mom?
Yeah. No, it's the big things.
You know what I mean? So,
and I think that's just food for thought. Yeah, we can talk all the time about dating in the UAE because it is such a big topic. But I think essentially one thing to remember is wherever you are in the world, you have to know what you want, the type of person you see yourself being, and how you kind of want to get there.
Yes.
So we are going to just wrap up the episode there. I'm excited about this one. This one was a little bit of a fun one.
I know.
So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching our episodes. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, feel free to let us know your thoughts. Anything you guys want us to talk about and share, let us know. And we'll see you.
We're so excited for sharing this episode and for you guys watching us and supporting us. As always, we really appreciate it. This was a really sensitive subject, a topic to talk about, and we love it. But I think as we go and as you tune in, we are going to keep exploring and talk about this subject because we also feel like we see the problem that's happening in the dating scene, and we wish you all the best. But thank you guys.
Good.
And there is it.